Tonight, as you know, we're going to have a speaker from Tunnels to Towers, an organization that's about 20 years old. And this organization helped people who were injured or killed and the families of these people for the 9/11 attack. Now they've done this kind of work to people who moved out of the area. Now they're talking about coming here to New Jersey and doing things for the Jersey people and some of the other people. So let me introduce you, Jack Furnari. Jack?
Wow, he got the vowel right. I can't believe it. So I want to thank everybody for welcoming me here. Alan Port's one of the members here, was a Staten Island guy who told me to back you guys and said you think we should have a little talk. So I made a little bio and I gave to Vince, which he promptly said, "What are you giving me here?" And the reason, it's not a bio really about me, it's about the bio about Tunnel to Towers. Now, how many people here remember Tunnel to Towers, have seen the commercials, you know about it? That's great, that's great. Well, I'm going to tell you a little more detail about it, and there's a lot of detail to go over. Of course, as Vince said, it did start with 9/11 with Stephen Siller, when he ran through the tunnel. When his squad was gone already to the towers, he was ready to play golf that day. So he obviously turned around when he heard on the scanner what happened. Went back to the firehouse, they were gone. He got his gear and he ran through the tunnel with 60 pounds of gear on him. And they never found him. They never found his body. So family, which is a religious family, decided to honor Stephen with a run. And they were able to get the tunnel, which then was the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel. They were able to get the tunnel closed, and they had a run. Had about 1,500 people. Well, the run these days is 30,000. It's just mind-boggling. It's unbelievable. And what has happened since that day? It was obviously the Stephen Siller Tunnel to Towers Foundation, but his wife, after many years, said, "You know what? 343 firefighters died that day, plus cops and the Port Authority and everybody else that helped. So it's not fair to have one person represented. It should be everybody. So we shortened it, and it's now just Tunnel to Towers, but originally it was for Stephen. I started there in 2010. And I keep saying 19, I can't believe it's 2000. Anyway, I started because they used to run a golf outing, and Frank used to run it himself, but he knew that I ran a few of them, so I knew him for when I worked for the newspaper there. He was a client of mine, so he asked me to join, and I had already retired from 2 different jobs. I said, "Yeah, okay." Well, the reason why he couldn't do the golf is because we had a kid from Staten Island who lost all 4 limbs. And he was the only survivor who ever had, it was a quadriplegic amputee. That was Brendan Morocco. And when Frank, who did some building besides his regular business, which is furrier, he decided, "Brendan, we're going to build you a house. Not only a house, we're going to build you a smart home." And that's what started with the whole veterans situation, is that one June 11th house that was opened. And since then, I'm going to give you some stats later that are mind-boggling. So originally, we just did smart homes because guys were getting hurt in Iraq, Afghanistan, and the IEDs and blowing their legs off or their arms. But then we branched out a little bit. And I say a little bit, it's more than a little bit. I left some material here for you, anybody that wants to read it. So I can't read you all the stats and all that, but I'm going to give you some stuff in a minute. But the biggest thing that you have to remember is that we raised a lot of money via ads on television and via wealthy people. But the mind-boggling thing is, well, I'm gonna just to give you an idea. When Jeff Bezos' wife was divorced, she sent. Now you know that these people vet everybody that they're going to give money to. Their lawyers are going to vet everybody and make sure that the money's going to the right place. Well, she donated us $15 million. That's a lot of money. But as I'm going to tell you, every dollar that we raise, 95 cents on every dollar goes to all our programs, which I'm going to outline right now. It's incredible. CharityNavigator.com, we're in the 4-star, which is the highest rating that you can get for a not-for-profit. It's just amazing. And there are other great organizations too. Don't get me wrong, but we're up there with where the money goes. So the Smart Home program was the first thing that we did. Then we got into something a little bit deeper, which was paying off mortgages of soldiers that never returned but had a family. So if they had a house, we paid off the mortgage. If they didn't have a house, we bought one. So that was the Gold Star program. Then we branched out into first responders nationwide because, and I looked this up, all through from 2011 to 2018, which is the last time I checked, there were 1,225 police officers killed in the line of duty around the country. Most of them by gunshots, 2/3. The other third, accidents, obviously chasing the perpetrators. So we started having that program, and also for firefighters or anybody else who was a first responder to help out any community they were in. So we also paid off the mortgages of those homes, or we bought them another one. As long as they had kids, they had to have kids. There had to be some sort of cutoff to this program. It's just amazing. That brings me to the latest program. And you know that this is a sad, sad situation around the country. And Frank Siller, who was brilliant, don't forget, he's a businessman that runs not-for-profit. That's very rare. So he knows how to run a business, but he also knows how to run a foundation. And the expansion that we've had is just mind-boggling. When I started there in 2010, I was the 6th employee that was there. Now we have 175. And it's just with 3 different buildings. It's just incredible. So the newest program, which is the hardest one so far, because it's really costing a lot of money, is he wants to eradicate homelessness amongst veterans. How many veterans are here in this room? I know you have quite a few. Okay. Well, you know that the problems that the veterans have, of course, the homelessness is a lot of them are on drugs or alcoholics and have other problems. Well, we've already started the first community that we did is down in Florida, Bradenton, and that community is the comfort home which is like the size of a RV, where you can have one person being housed in that area. But in cities, we're buying buildings. A few of them, I think, were hotels that were going out of business, and some of them are apartment houses. Now we got to buy the property, buy the building, and then take care of the guys, and then also they're getting counseling. So we've started that in Houston, Arizona, 3 in California, Portland, Oregon, and we're looking around this area. New York City is not easy, but they're even looking in close to New York and Jersey, which may be a cheaper facility to buy. But obviously New York City has also homeless veterans. So that program has taken a lot of energy, because it's really a massive project that has to be done. And there's a lot of people that are involved in that, obviously. So those are the major things. And I'm doing it in a nutshell, but I do have some stats for you. Smart homes. We built 161 smart homes. That's a lot. That's all around the country, we have guys that have started golf outings for their buddies who died. We have golf outings all over the country. I mean, a lot of them. And they either give the proceeds to us or we run them. So it works either way. We built 3 smart homes already in New Jersey. And one of them is being built, it just was finished and it's going to be dedicated. And I have a leave behind sheet over there. That'll happen that just happened, as a matter of fact, 2 weeks ago. On the fallen first responder recipients nationwide, there were 341 so far, the latest figure I have. 8 of them were from New Jersey. Gold Star family mortgages that were paid off or bought 246 recipients nationwide, 2 of them from New Jersey. Post 9/11 has 57 recipients nationwide with 2 in New Jersey. So that's the post 9/11 figure. Every program is working because everybody's dedicated in the organization. I could go on and on and on, but I don't want to. I know it's an emotional thing for what's happened. Anyway, who's the head of the Veterans Organization? You have a nice hat on. I like that hat. I'm going to give you a better one. How's this one? It has the seal of all 5 branches too. What's your name? Eric Jackson. Okay. So, if you have any questions, I kind of outlined it. I'm here to answer them if I can. Okay. What's that?
I just wanted to mention about,
Right.
I know recent.
Yeah, give him the microphone. Give him the microphone.
What I had said, I'm ecstatic about what you're doing for the veterans. I know recently somebody donated $1 million, I'm sure, to help the veterans out. And I think it's fantastic. It's something that we have not done in the past. I think to support the veterans is so important.
Thank you. Well, yeah, there's money coming in, with the commercials. I mean, obviously Fox News is one of the main avenues of the commercials. And the fact, during the World Series 2 years ago, Fox News got Frank on in between innings. And at that time, they said, we're going to give you $1 million over the air, which was great. And so Frank said, that's great. It's going to pay for 4 homes. 4 homes, $1 million of the programs we have. So it's just one thing after another. It's just tremendous. Yes, sir.
How many back in New Jersey? How do you follow up?
The homes?
Homeless.
Oh, homeless. Well, we're just starting that project. It hasn't hit yet, but it's going to be a combination probably of New York City and New Jersey. Probably, I'm assuming near Newark or area, a populated area. It's not going to be out of the boondocks. It's going to be in the populated. I'm sure it will be. But that's on the drawing board. But right now they're going where the most of them are, and there's a lot of them all over the country. Anything else? All right. I want to thank you very much. Much appreciated. There's material there. We got some magnets, challenge coins. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
like this.
Jack, thank you very much. I applaud your efforts and I applaud your success.